As you've surely heard by now, Anthony Kennedy is retiring from the Supreme Court. A lot of the discussion has revolved around what this will mean for abortion rights, LGBTQ rights, affirmative action, the death penalty, basically all the issues on which the conservative Kennedy sided with liberals in 5-4 decisions. But because Kennedy was pivotal on a lot of cases involving church-state separation too, I wanted to talk about his legacy there, because it is mixed. Let's start with the good. In 1992, he wrote the 5-4 majority opinion in a case called Lee versus Weisman, which said formal prayers at public school graduations were unconstitutional. The reason you don't have an opening prayer at your graduation ceremony, or at least you shouldn't, is because of him. In 2000, he was part of a 6-3 majority in a case called Santa Fe School District versus Doe that said prayers over the loudspeakers before high school football games, even if they were student-initiated, were illegal. Kennedy agreed that those prayers were still school-sponsored because it's a school event and you're using school equipment, etc. And by the way, besides Kennedy, only 2 other justices from that majority remain on the court. So that's great. Good on him in those decisions. But then there's the other side of the story. In 1989, in a case called County of Allegheny versus ACLU, there was a question about whether a standalone nativity scene outside the Allegheny County Courthouse was legal. It was a complicated case for a number of reasons, but the 5-4 majority correctly said the display was illegal. The government was clearly promoting Christianity. Justice Kennedy? He was one of the 4 who did not think it was a problem. In 2005, there were 2 separate cases involving 10 Commandments monuments on government property. In one case in Texas, the commandments were part of a larger display with a lot of other monuments. Taken as a whole, the judges said, those displays didn't focus on Christianity, even if that was kind of the point of the commandments. Kennedy was part of the 5-4 majority that said that was legal. The other case in Kentucky involved a standalone monument outside a courthouse. It didn't matter that it had been there for decades. That was obviously and absolutely a promotion of Christianity. And the court said 5-4 that that was illegal. So, yay! But again, Kennedy was part of the minority that was okay with it, just like he was okay with that nativity scene. What the hell, Kennedy? A few years ago, there was a case called Town of Greece versus Galloway, all about whether you could open a city council meeting with a prayer even in the name of Jesus. The town of Greece had basically shut out every invocation speaker who wasn't Christian. Kennedy wrote the 5-4 decision that said, you know what? Prayers are fine. Christian prayers are fine too, as long as everyone has an opportunity to speak. Then it's legal. I don't like that decision, but it is kind of amusing because now we're seeing more invocations from atheists and Satanists, even if there are some obstacles, so that kind of backfired on the religious right. The ruling has also led to a lot of questions about, how do you tell when a city is really giving people that opportunity? Sometimes they let one token non-Christian speak just so they could say they're inclusive when they're really not. It's a big mess. And it's because Kennedy thought praying at government meetings was a good idea. Even beyond all that, he has supported taxpayer money going to religious schools through vouchers. He said it's okay for Hobby Lobby and other for-profit companies to deny employees birth control based on the owner's religious beliefs. At least they can't pay for it through their insurance. He said Donald Trump's Muslim travel ban was okay, even though it was clearly religious discrimination and not about safety. So, after all of that, the question becomes, are we really sad that Kennedy is leaving? Yes, I am. Part of it is that I know Donald Trump is going to nominate someone who would be on the wrong side of every single one of those issues. Better to have the devil you know, right? a guy who will occasionally do the right thing. Kennedy was not a friend to church-state separation. He was more of an acquaintance who let us crash at his place every few years. But more importantly, even if church-state separation isn't the largest concern regarding his legacy, I care about women's rights. I care about LGBTQ rights. I care about minority rights. Hello. And more often than not, Kennedy was good on those issues when it mattered most. I don't know if Democrats will be able to persuade a Republican senator to reject whoever Trump nominates or find a way to just stonewall the whole process, shut down the Senate until the midterms. But I hope they do. Because if Trump gets a second Supreme Court justice, you can bet that religious right groups will do everything they can to bring cases to the court that would ultimately destroy the wall of separation between church and state. It's the one wall Republicans don't give a damn about. My name is Hemant Mehta, and I write at friendlyatheist.com. What do you want to see a video about? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll be sure to check it out. And don't forget to subscribe.